If there was ever a doubt about Umar Nurmagomedov's potential, there likely isn't anymore. His unanimous decision win over the number 2 ranked bantamweight Cory Sandhagen in the main event of UFC on ABC 7 saw to that. And now he wants the title. With his cousin Khabib in his corner, Umar showcased both his striking and wrestling to outclass the always crafty Sandhagen. It was a close fight, despite what the scorecard said, but it was definitely the Russians, and it likely earned him the next shot at the title. Right now, the champ is Sean O'Malley, but he's got other things to worry about. In particular, that's Noche UFC, where he'll face the number 1 contender Merab Dvalishvili. And of those, who does Umar want next? I'm planning to go to the fight, but I don't want to name one guy or the other because I don't want the other guy to think that I'm trying to avoid fighting him, explained Nurmagomedov. I'd be happy to fight both of them, but the goal is to fight the winner. But hold on. Also on the card, the former flyweight king Deiveson Figueiredo outpointed the former bantamweight title contender Marlon Vera, and the God of War also wants a title fight. During their 3-round bout, Figueiredo became the first man to drop Cheeto with a punch. This proves his much-vaunted power has come up with him to the bigger division. But does he get a title fight before Umar? With 2 reigns as the flyweight champion, he's arguably a bigger star. Plus, Figgy's perpetual desire for a knockout makes him a more fan-friendly pay-per-view fighter than Umar and his wrestling-heavy approach. Perhaps we should just wait to see how O'Malley goes this September. Also on the card, the former interim lightweight champion Tony Ferguson finally retired. Sort of. Michael Chiesa handed El Cucuy his record-breaking 8th straight loss in the octagon with a first-round rear naked choke. So did he bow out gracefully? Not quite. I don't want to retire, I really don't. But I love the UFC and I don't want to go anywhere else, he said, with one glove on the ground. So I'm not going to put both gloves down, I'm going to put one down and I'm going to keep the other one just in case. Fight of the night went to Shara Bullet's unanimous decision win over Michael Oleksiejczuk. And the performance bonuses went to Joel Alvarez and Azamet Murzakanov for their brutal knockouts. In other UFC news, Dana White is still incensed over the current pound-for-pound rankings because his man, John Jones, is not at the top. John Jones is ranked number 3 pound-for-pound in the UFC, said White. That is the most ridiculous, embarrassing, stupid, know-nothing about fighting ranking of all time. But is he right? Right now, the lightweight champ Islam Makhachev is the pound-for-pound number 1. He's the dominant force in the division, but he's only defended the belt 3 times, and 2 of those were against the same featherweight twice. Bones was the all-time great light heavyweight before he moved up a division to claim the vacant heavyweight title. That would normally be enough to dethrone Makhachev, but he's only fought once since February of 2020, and he didn't beat a champ for the title. Compared to both, the number 2 is Alex Pereira. In just 9 fights and 3 years with the UFC, he's claimed titles in 2 divisions, and he's defended the light heavyweight title twice against 2 former champions. So maybe Islam and John should both get in line. And at PFL 7, 4 fighters earned their places in the season finale. In the heavyweight division, Denis Goltsov and Oleg Popov will fight for the title. In the women's flyweight division, Dakota Ditcheva and Tyler Santos will fight for the title. And all 4 are fighting for $1 million. In the main event of One Fight Night 24, Jared Brooks claimed the interim MMA strawweight title with a first-round rear-naked choke against Gustavo Balart. The submission win earned him more than just the belt, though, because now there's a trilogy bout on the horizon. With just over 30 seconds remaining on the clock in the opening round, Brooks had the back of the Olympic wrestler. But this wasn't wrestling. The Monkey God went to work on a rear-naked choke that Balart simply couldn't defend. And before too long, he got the tap. With the win, Brooks improved his pro record to 21-3, earned his black belt in BJJ, and set up a title unification bout with the champ, Joshua Pacquiao, who he had some words for after the bout.
Joshua Pacquiao, I got 2, you got 1.
In the co-main event, 9-time BJJ world champion Mayssa Bastos scored a hard-fought, fast-paced decision win over Danielle Kelly to capture the women's atomweight submission grappling world title. It was a back-and-forth bout, with both women latching onto point-scoring submissions that lesser competitors would have succumbed to. In particular, both women went hunting for some nasty heel hooks, but it went to the scorecards. After time expired with no submission, judges awarded Bastos the unanimous decision, making her the new women's atomweight submission grappling world champion. Also on the card, the Thai-Algerian phenom Nabil Annan dominated the number 3 ranked Muay Thai contender Felipe Lobo en route to a unanimous decision. The towering 20-year-old utilised his entire arsenal, as well as his huge reach advantage, to get the win in one piece. Nakrob Fairtex made it 2 for 2 in his Muay Thai duel with old foe Duanlek. It wasn't until a heavy combination in the third round that led to a knockdown did the Thai fighter secure the unanimous decision. Dmitry Kovtun executed his game plan to perfection as he overcame Ferrari Fairtex in their Muay Thai contest. The silent assassin took the unanimous decision win when he landed a counter left hook that instantly put the brakes on Ferrari. And after a crazy 3 rounds of action, the number 5 ranked Elias Mahmoudi dropped the 3rd ranked Taiki Naito with a beautiful spinning back fist that ended the Japanese fighter's night in an instant. During a brief and furious exchange, Mahmoudi looked to be exiting the melee when he sidestepped into another spinning back fist. The whirling tornado hit Naito on the chin and he collapsed like a sack of potatoes. On a night that included 14 duels of high-level jiu-jitsu and grappling, ADXC 5 featured elite athletes from all around the globe. With top prospects and veteran champs, the night guaranteed pure entertainment. But it was icons in the main event who had the combat world buzzing. In the Nogi main event duel, the former WEC champion and 4-time UFC title contender Uriah Faber took on the long-time MMA champion and multi-time BJJ world champion Bibiano Fernandez in what was a battle of combat legends. The American surprised everyone with a highly technical jiu-jitsu performance that featured excellent half-guard and crucifix attacks that, combined with his wrestling, thwarted Bibiano's plans and led to the decision victory. In the main event gi fight, Hyron Gracie mauled the promotional debutant Marcus Carazinho to score his 2nd consecutive victory at ADXC, and once again it was by submission. Hyron started the fight by defending well against his opponent's attacks, who spared no effort to put on a good show for the audience. As he'd soon find out though, fighting against the unpredictability of a Gracie is no easy task. After a takedown attempt by Carazinho, Hyron locked in an unorthodox choke and eventually forced the tap. Also on the card, retired UFC star Chad Mendes proved to still be in excellent shape when he safely overcame the Brazilian Diego Brandao to score a unanimous decision. Employing his famously strong wrestling game, Mendes stayed ahead of Brandao throughout the fight by controlling his opponent on the feet, applying good takedowns and frustrating all of his rivals' entries for the win. And in the co-main gi event, the Portuguese Pedro Ramalho narrowly outpointed the Swede Max Lindblad to earn a split decision victory after a highly technical battle. With similar styles, the two competitors continually exchanged grips and attacks while repeatedly defending dangerous positions. It was Pedro's sweeps and a particularly dangerous foot attack that made him stand out. And while Max almost stole it with a footlock, it was Pedro's consistency across the bout that got him the nod on the night.
Thanks for watching. And remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.